Bring in the noise. The boss one, I'm gonna get mine. Go through the time, if you can't do the time, don't tell me how you off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you're sleeping like a clown, it's your fool, bitch. So just step back, or I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my face, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's go. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's go. Back on the scene, it's not to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people say, they sweat. 1, 2, 3 is good as any day. You'll feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and walk like this. Promises over the top. Don't cross the line, but you know it's fine. Who you want? Who you want? Roll with. Let's go. Who you want to roll with? Who you want to roll with? Let's go.
Yellow.
Ew.
It's Tuesday.
All day.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah.
Roll them if you don't. Can I just say before we start, there was the best. I saw the best movie I think I've ever seen. Two of the best movies I've ever seen. There was one called Kung Pao. I think it was called The Last Fist. Ever see Kung Pao, The Last Fist? Got to see it. It's a great movie.
Such a good movie.
It's retarded.
Best movie ever. And then this week, a new movie came out that matched that one. And it's the best of the Cocaine series. There was Cocaine Bear, there was Cocaine Shark, and now they came out with Crackoon. I didn't know we needed Crackoon in our lives, but apparently we did because it's the best. I give it an 8.5. I give it an 8.5.
I gave it a 3.2.
Why'd you give it a 3.2?
I gave it a 3.2 in the Trashy Award.
Why?
Because it was terrible. The looked like a damn puppet. The Crackoon looked like a damn puppet. It really looked like they were in the damn puppet to their neck as it was biting them. Like, nigga, grab it and throw it. It's a quarter of your size. It can't be that strong. Like, what the fuck is happening?
It was on crack.
Yeah, I've never seen crack make a crackhead stronger. It made him faster, more agile.
Paco, watch Crackoon. You tell me what you rate that movie.
Oh my god, I cannot wait because
Rated a 1.0. Get that shit out of here. It's a 1.0.
it reminds me of like those like for some reason it's gonna sound like corny as hell, but it reminds me of those old airplane movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like you could just walk around the smoke. You know what I mean? Like just walking into like a cloud of smoke, like just walk around it.
No, it's only going one way. Go to the other side. Like, what is
I
that?
feel like that movie has that vibe from how Bear's describing it. So I'm kind of intrigued, though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see this thing because Cocaine Bear was fun. It was pretty. It was like a funny thing, and I was like, oh, okay, that's believable. You know what I mean? But like, Crackoon, like,
Yo, when you see this shit, you're gonna be mad. I promise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna have to hit it during matinee so I can at least justify the pricing.
I'm giving it an 8.5, and it's a hard 8.5.
Really, that good, huh?
Yeah,
Out of
it's amazing, amazing.
Out of 100.
Out of
I take-
100.
I take
Dude,
points
all right.
off for the audio. I only took points off for the audio. They could have had a boom mic. All right, they could have put a boom mic somewhere.
One scene. Just one scene.
Yeah, that's what it was missing, a boom mic.
Don't worry. You'll know it when you see it.
Well, I'm not going to see it.
Oh, damn. I can't tell you.
Now there's at least
No,
3 or 4 scenes.
you told me well enough. That's why I'm not going to watch it.
There's at least 4 scenes that are amazing. At least 3 or 4 scenes. They're absolutely amazing.
And how long is this movie? 20 minutes?
Like, how,
You'll see. You'll see.
There's at least 20 to 30 scenes in an hour-long movie easily.
Well,
3 or 4
4 of them
seasons.
are the best you'll ever see in your life. 4 of them.
Okay, like ass cranking funny. Yeah, okay.
it did,
Like-
the rest of it was trash.
Yeah, I get that. All right, well, let me go. Now that I'm done eating dinner, I'm about to pull up and start smoking. Welcome to the party, boys.
So we were on Frauditor, which is some lady runs this website that a bunch of government people watch, and they all jumped in on us for exercising our First Amendment right to wear a mask and to for all that stuff. So Frauditor put us on there. It was hilarious. You should hear it. So Pat Duff responded.
That
to
was the
Frauditor.
video you were playing earlier?
Yeah, Pat Duff responded to them, and it's hilarious. You got to see this. This is a great thing here. Hold on, present. This is funny. Pat Duff is like all over this guy or girl. It's a lady. Her name is Nick, and she did some really. He knows her. She does some shady stuff in the past. Here we go. Let's see this.
What's up, everybody? This is Patrick Duff. I am one of the 3 people that appears in the Frauditor Troll video about the masked men going to Edison City Council and getting tossed out. Now, that being said, we went there with the intention of being tossed out. So they did exactly what we wanted them to do. They, in a sense, walked right into it. So let's just get down to it really quickly. Here you have a city council removing a man for wearing a mask, just a simple costume mask, and they're claiming that because it's a costume mask, he cannot wear it. So in walks a luchador in a wheelchair wearing a costume mask, a 8-foot bong, but his face is not wearing a mask, and a man who has a puppet that does impersonations of our governor, Phil Murphy, with a potty mouth. Now, the potty mouth Phil Murphy was allowed to curse and say what he wanted and even insult the council. The 8-foot bong was allowed to sing a song and had his whole time until he went over his time and just kept singing his song, and then they removed him then. And the man in the wheelchair was allowed to keep his mask on when he went up to the front of the podium and had to remind the council president, who ironically was also wearing a fucking mask, but a COVID mask or a paper mask, that he was wearing a mask. And then the council president, Patel, had him take his mask off. So understand that the reason that we were so ridiculous was purposeful. We wanted to show the boundaries of the First Amendment for Auditor Troll. We wanted to show that while the council president had made a decision that these costume masks weren't allowed, well, was he going to allow an 8-foot bong? Was he going to allow a puppet cursing as Phil Murphy? Would he allow a luchador who had a piece of tape across his forehead that said Joshi is a milky liquor, which is the mayor, Mayor Joshi, who we got a story about him coming up. So for Auditor Troll, just so you know, and all the people commenting below who support such activities of removing people from council meetings for wearing a silly little mask, what happened afterwards, by the way, was so beautiful, because Christo had been removed from the building probably 7 or 8 times after he was removed from the council and tried to claim that he could stay in the building. But the officers, for some reason, didn't listen to Christo, and they removed him from the building. When the 8-foot bong was removed from the council chambers, he was also removed from the building. They took him out of the building. Now, video will show, video that Fraudster Troll has access to, but didn't show the audience here, that I, Patrick Duff, when I was taken out of the council chambers and they told me to leave the building, I told them no. They were going to attempt to physically remove me until I reminded them that I would like their supervisor. I had their supervisor called, and guess what happened? These 4 officers that were attempting to remove me from the building unlawfully were told I could stay. So the ignorance that these officers had about that situation is no more. So the fact that they were removing people from the building after they were moving into the council chambers will happen no more. And the fact that Christo was removed for a simple mask while an 8-foot bong and a puppet of Phil Murphy and a luchador could make comments is going to end up in a civil rights lawsuit that's going to make them understand that not only can Christo wear the mask, but he can curse, he could wear the mask, he could do whatever activity it is, as long as it's not threatening or truly disturbing of the meeting. Now, I'll say this, probably the most disturbing thing in a meeting is somebody getting thrown out of the meeting. If you would just let Christo wear the mask and make a 6-minute comment and sit down, it would be nothing. Just like it was the meeting before that was run by the vice president of the council, where Christo wore the mask and made the comments and nothing happened. So there you have it, Frauditor Troll. Listen, buddy, I know you want to get clicks. I understand that. But we're actually fighting for people's rights. I don't do this for a sense of money. I threaten that. But the fact is, most of the times I sue the government, I get nothing. But I do get the satisfaction of knowing that freedom stays free.
The comments are great.
Here, here.
They wear masks and costumes, and they're surprised no one takes them seriously. If I shake my head any harder, my head will fall off.
Yeah, your meaty ass head. Yeah, I said it.
People have had enough of the police not doing anything about these creeps. What are they supposed to do about us?
You a creep. You creep.
What are they supposed to do? We can't talk?
No, that's what happens when you live in a police state and these people love to rely on the police. So that's proof in its own pudding.
It says it's not the police's fault. They can arrest them all they want, but the DA doesn't prosecute them and drops the charges.
And again, those are just people who want to have the police involved with everything in the police state that is New Jersey.
What a circus. They shouldn't have even been allowed in. These guys are losers. They don't care about anything but themselves. You should respect the meeting board. Dude in Bond costume. I'm not being valued as a member of the public. Sir, that's because you have no value to the public. These are not serious people. They are pranksters.
Those just sound like conservatives.
It's hilarious. What was his disability? How he sang was an insult to the national anthem. And then somebody else says, "Are you his doctor?"
Yeah, right. Are you his doctor?
What is my disability? What do you care what my disability is?
What's his disability? None of your dang on business.
Run for city council, they said. Listen to the voice of the people, they said. No. Instead, they have to listen to a giant purple bong. I am actually dumber for having to listen to this drivel. They think I'm a disabled vet. He can say he's a disabled vet till he's blue in the face, but he's not, because if he was, he couldn't get up and carry on like that. What does that even mean? And I've never said I was a vet. Oh, man.
See, now they just make stuff up.
This is funny. Oh, I see Steve Ronco's commenting on here. The last idiot should have been removed for refusing to give his proper name, much less for stepping in front of the podium. Stepping in. Oh, he stepped in front of the podium. The whole clown car should be permanently barred from the city council. Listen to these fascists. They want to ban us permanently from the council.
And yet they probably couldn't give you a single proper logical explanation why.
That's insane.
Like, what are you doing wrong?
What happens when people don't know their own freedoms in this country?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's your right to protest. Anyway,
Such ignorance.
No,
Wow.
1000%.
Let's see. He's hurting my ears. These morons know that all rights are not absolute rights to be a jackwagon in life? Okay. Oh, wow. Point of privilege is from Robert's Rules of Order, which pertains to the running of the meeting. Members of the audience do not have the right to use it. Yes, we do. Any more than an observer in the gallery of the U.S. Senate has the right to disrupt the session of the Senate. Clown Boy should have been removed immediately and charged with disorderly conduct. Yeah, you should try it. Then you get sued. And you lose your, what's that called? When your police can be sued personally. That's what's happening in La Valette. Those police are being sued personally. Because they knew the law and they broke it anyway. They were aware of the law and they still broke it.
So all these people, it sounds like in a way they're scolding their own town council because they're telling them, you should have done this. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? Just make some sense. All you have to do is, it's if they're saying that should have been done, I assume they mean by them having the police do it or something. So it doesn't seem to occur to anyone in that herd that there's probably a reason and you just don't know it.
Exactly.
Maybe you don't want to get sued. Maybe they don't want to waste your money on suing the clown herd. What do they call the clown card or whatever? They're pretty well speaking in unison. That's a lot of comments.
There's 500 comments. 500, and they're all like this.
What is this on?
YouTube.
On YouTube. I'll put the link up. It's hilarious.
So, like, is that good that there's that many? Because it means you're certainly affecting them.
So funny. I'll put it in the main chat too. Oops.
Well, I would guess the next meeting, the town council should almost have to deal with that, because if they're getting called out as having not done anything, you know, I guess they should explain why. Maybe somebody will ask them, you know, why didn't you just do that?
Let's see. Share this here. Julio.
I mean, the denizens that are writing in certainly know that the council wasn't really pleased that you were there, so maybe there had to be a reason they didn't, you know, like maybe they actually are finding out what their job entails and doesn't.
I honestly think that's probably why they put up the metal detectors. They're like, oh, these masked people are coming in here. We don't know who they are. We feel we need to protect ourselves. I guarantee you that's exactly why they tried to.
I know why.
Justify themselves to put that up.
I know why. Because the police get overtime for that. It takes an extra man or two to come up there and work that thing. Mm-hmm. So it's overtime for the police. It's a win-win for everybody over there.
Yeah.
They get to violate your rights. I went through there with a wheelchair, and I said, "You sure you got everything?" Because he asked me to empty my pockets, and I'm like, "Okay, but what else are you looking for? You need to wand the chair?" He's like, "No, that wouldn't be necessary." Bro, I can have anything in that chair. You would never know.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me, usually when I went to a NASCAR race, they had me raise my arms. And that was, raise your arms and we'll wand you. And they wanded me, and that was it. I hate to say it, but wheelchairs really are a security issue for a lot of places, because there's... Yeah, I mean, I've gone into courtrooms where you can't get in there with stuff, and I could have got in with anything. Oh yeah, that's the sound of feeling good.
Yeah.
So Pat Duff had the event at Hub 13. It went very well. There wasn't a lot of people there, but it still went well. We had a great time. Bongholio performed. Jimi Hendrix performed.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the video when you were live. I was like, oh shit, that's tonight? The fuck? I didn't even know. I swear I didn't even know. I was like, what the fuck?
I was supposed to go to Harvest Fest, but there was no way I was making it up there.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you weren't feeling that well.
No way.
You were in a lot of pain to go up there.
Pain.
I was the same way.
Ugh.
Humidity up there in the mountains, I'll be honest with you.
Right. Once you get there, it's cold and damp for 2 days. No, I can't. I'm in too much pain.
I got right now where I'm at my apartment, I got my dehumidifier set to 45% humidity right now, and it's 75 degrees, so it's dry, warmth. That's the way my body loves it. Once in a while, I'll just jump in. I'll go outside for the cold, just to, like, shock the system real fast. 40-degree weather. Oh, man, I need warmth.
What the hell?
Why we got double bears?
Why is there double bears here?
That's crazy.
What's going on here?
Maybe he hopped out and hopped back in on the application or the stream.
Is this the right one? Bear, are you there?
He's muted as well, so we can't tell. Jim is muted too.
Can't tell which bear is the right one. Oh, uh-oh. Whoa.
Unmute them both and see what it says. Oh, we lost both bears. Bear down.
Bear down. There's a bear hunt today in New Jersey. They're going to kill 500 bears in New Jersey.
The black bears, yeah, it's an annual hunt they started doing, I think, 3 years ago.
They've been doing that for a while.
They started back up like 3 years ago, like recently, because it was like for like 10 years they stopped. I was looking into it, like, what the fuck? Why would they have stopped? Like, these black bears are like getting invasive now because all of North Jersey has been getting hit, like, with the black bear pop-ups and garbage and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't blame the animal. I mean, you guys are leaving the garbage out. Just bear-proof the garbage. Like, people do it in the mountains all the time. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're in his place living realistically. But anyway, besides the point. And Oregon did the same thing when I was living out there. They took like 5 years off, but they just started back up too. Apparently, the populations of black bear have been rising up like crazy since we've like took that little time off of like hunting them. Apparently, so I mean, I don't know. I'm not a hunter, but that's what they say from the statistics that they've been taking.
Yeah, I saw that happening.
I almost ran one the fuck over in what city was that in North Jersey? Not too far from like Mahwah. So I was like in my tow truck one day and I was cruising through and this dude just like jumped down from this hot dog spot, came down the tree, ran across the highway, and I almost hit him doing like 40.
Wow.
Dude, yeah, it was so crazy. This was like 10, 12 years ago though. When they stopped doing it. What's the name of that place up by you in North Jersey that has that lake over there?
Lake Hopatcong?
Yes. Up in that general area. That's where I was. There's like a hot dog place up there, up off a highway, secluded up in the mountains, and I almost hit that motherfucker.
I'm sure he's getting fed over there pretty good.
Now he's chilling. Well, yeah, because he was like, it was the funniest thing. I'm like, where's this bear coming from? He was like, literally, it was the only large pine tree in the parking lot of this hot dog spot. And he just came down this tree, just booking it, and he was running towards the water. I was just like, oh.
Yeah. So tonight's going to be a fun night. We're going to Saraville council meeting.
What time?
7 o'clock.
Nice.
Got to get there early because they have quick meetings. They're in and out.
Really?
What's the prime objective tonight?
Zoom access for the disabled. Boyle got rid of it. And I think they're also trying to show they changed the meeting from 4 minutes to 3 minutes or 5 minutes to 3 minutes of public time speaking. That changed that too. And what was the other thing? Oh, Zabrowski's still a piece of shit. Racist honky. So I want to call him out again. So Marina's going to go there tonight because she has no Zoom access. She's going to take her leg off. She has a prosthetic leg. She's going to take her leg off and crawl up the aisle. And I really appreciate that. That's amazing because, that's the way to get their attention.
Oh, shit.
I like it. I did that in Brielle. After I watched Jeff and Brian struggle up those steps to get into their council meeting with their walkers, I left my wheelchair downstairs and I crawled up the stairs and into the Brielle council meeting. So Marina's going to do it without a leg tonight. Shit we got to do to fight for disabled rights. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You've seen the shit that we've seen. If they cared about us, we'd have wheelchair access to dispensaries. We'd have home grow. We'd have all the things that patients need. But no, we have nothing. We still have towns that are banning medical cannabis. Not in my town.
South River doesn't want recreational or medical.
Yeah, they don't want nothing.
I even talked to him about it, and I said, why don't we just get, like, a dispensary here for medical patients like myself so I don't have to travel far? Oh, well, then we're going to have people driving around high. And I'm like, what? I was like, you guys have literally over 25 liquor dispensing and or licensed locations in this 2 square mile town.
Yeah,
You
so
don't
they're all
think people
drunk?
drive around drunk,
Yeah, now they're all
running
drunk.
people over? People literally a year ago, a child got killed in the middle of Whitehead Avenue, run over by a person under the influence. My car got crashed into outside of my house that I was about to enter by a drunk driver. Oh, the drunk driving isn't a problem in this town. That's a problem anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. It's human nature to make that decision whether you're going to be responsible or not. It's human nature. You're supposed to make that responsible decision. What does it have to do with you having an accessible place for me to get my medication? It just makes no sense. Like,
Yeah.
just say no. Say you're obviously against it and don't want it. You know what I mean?
We're talking about patients here, sick people. And if you sell OxyContin and fentanyl in your town and tobacco, like, what the hell?
No, they love
People-
that stuff. They love that stuff, dude. They love selling that stuff to them. They'd rather have people on that stuff than cannabis. That's what they do. It's like, oh no, we trust that stuff. Why do you trust it? Because a doctor prescribed it. Doctors are also prescribing medical cannabis, like medical cannabis cards. What do you mean? Like, it makes no sense to me how you just not you. I'm just saying.
Well, what
Politicians don't differentiate it.
What if they were pushed to cite where in New Jersey is it that they're afraid of becoming like that? In other words, there's a lot of other places that are okay with it. And somebody's saying, well, I don't want it in our town because people will be driving high or whatever. So where's the bad stories that you extrapolate from? It's not like it's a brand new idea to all towns or it's going on. So it's like cite some instances in other towns that
They don't have any. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all smoke and mirrors, propaganda, scare tactics that these politicians use.
That's what I'm saying. So then, shouldn't they therefore be sort of pushed to come up with what the problem is? It's the same thing with home grow. Where's the other states where's the other states that we're worried about becoming if we had home grow for patients or for adults?
Speaking of that, Delaware is just as bad. It says here, Delaware is just as bad. And it's true. They have no home grow in Delaware.
No, they don't.
They followed our example.
They're the only other state that's took our example.
There was a study done that I forgot who posted it. I got to look it up. But there was a study. I mean, if you got a computer there, you can probably Google it, Lefty. But there was a study that said that legalized states for cannabis had reduced car accidents. I'm like, I don't know how true that is, but
more people smoking weed, it's better.
Less people driving on the roadway, so less accidents. It makes sense,
Well,
let's take a fat ass dab. Time to dab again. I'm just gonna be sitting here dabbing the entire time until you leave. I need to keep my face off.
Yeah, but dabba-doo.
Let's make it a fucking fat one. Let's make it a fat one for all the dickhead politicians that don't get its medication.
Oh, the ogre in town center has left. Well, it's just that look, the whole upper court.
Godzilla's on the move.
Yeah. It's ambled away and the town shook.
Godzilla's going on his green room.
Yeah, right.
He's in the water real quick.
Just start the clock, and see how it's
Lefty,
working.
you're muted, by the way. If you're saying anything, we can't see your face as you're walking.
No, I wasn't talking. I had it muted.
Well, Fayetteville sounds like it's. Well, I was going to say hopping tonight, but that would be the exact wrong metaphor to use, wouldn't
Yeah, I'd say.
it? Well, yeah, I saw that. I guess it was on the Facebook chat thing for 501c3 Sativa calls, where Marina was, offering to do that. That's going to be quite a visual. But not but. I would hope she has a moderate thought to what she's going to say rather than just getting up there and going with the flow, because she's gonna. Okay, there's always things you can't say. Yeah, she's gonna have the floor. Okay, fuck, I can't say that. Can't say the place is gonna be hopping. What is this? It's like I don't want. But that's the beauty of what she's doing. Is she will have everybody's attention. So, she could say something incredibly poignant. Not, it just takes one good soundbite.
She only gets 3 minutes, so she could probably tell her story and then ask for Zoom access.
Well, I assume that'll be well documented so we can see how that went.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna document all this. I should be live.
Oh, really? My, oh my.
I'm only 15 minutes away from Saraville, so this is great.
No. Yeah, Zoom access. I don't know why they don't really embrace that. Well, I mean, I do know why, but
The more they can silence the people, the more they can get away with. And they know that. It's just like the CRC. This is like the CRC with all their moving of their meetings, changing it to this day, rescheduling it to this day, canceling the last second, moving offices, moving buildings. Like,
yeah.
I know your tricks, Gypsy.
Yeah, I think one of the best tricks I ever had pulled on me for a delay tactic was when they in Washington, where they had Cheryl and me in there for while we were there on purpose for getting arrested on purpose, and they said, "Oh, fingerprints weren't good enough. You got to get better fingerprints," and that took 4 hours, which meant all the media went away. That's what they did. They did that on purpose. Total disregard for the fact that it took 4 hours, and that in itself was a long day just to begin the day for Cheryl. It was pretty uncomfortable. So, yeah, that was a slick move. But
getting you stuck up in red tape protocol is definitely fucking scumbag-ish as fuck.
Yeah, Zoom access. That would really be easy for the public to engage and have access and attend without getting out, which is like it's exactly what they don't want. Yeah.
Less resistance they get from the people because they weren't aware of the situation, the more they can get away with, and they know that.
Well, good luck.
That's a face of relief if I ever did see a lefty.
Yeah.
We're also going to Clemington.
Clemington's having a similar issue as well?
No, my friend Jesse was at a one night, and the mayor and one of the councilmen were so drunk that they assaulted her at the bar.
Oh my god.
And so she filed charges against them. And when she filed these charges against them, 2 months later, they retaliated by bringing up charges against her for having a machine gun and some other bullshit that would never happen. She doesn't have a machine gun. But they charged her with having a machine gun, trying to pressure her to drop the charges, and they didn't. She didn't, and she's got a claim against them now.
Does she have a lawyer?
He's for
damn,
the
we lost that.
prosecutors of. Yeah, she's got a lawyer. You hear me?
No, you sound like a robot.
Now you're good.
I do? Oh, okay.
No.
So there's a bunch of bullshit going on down there, and I want to. She can't call them out because she has a suit against them, but all of us can. So we're gonna go down there and open the onion up, start peeling back the onion of what's going on there, and make sure that the town knows and the public knows and everybody knows what's going on with their mayor and their councilman, who's also a Department of Workforce, Labor and Workforce trainer. He's got one of those do-nothing jobs in Trenton that Pat chick complains about, where he's a trainer for government workers.
Sounds like a pilot for a TV show. Posse goes out to town council meetings to rectify wrongs that others can't. You know, seriously. There's way stupider shows than that are on TV right now. No, I'm just real. I mean, think about it all.
You're right.
All the weird scenarios you could concoct with people exactly like yourself. Come on. I mean, does it not look? You got the 8-foot bong. You know, you got the anonymous faces. You got El Rampador. You know, the Mayor Slayer. You know, you just don't really have the brains of the outfit. There's no one, you know, no one like Hannibal on the A-Team. You know, you need a Hannibal.
Professor X. You need a Professor X.
You know, it's funny in a way that somebody that you know could say, hey, you know, you could really help. And that then you would just that easily go, okay, because it's going to be epic in its own way because they haven't experienced you yet, you know. But then maybe that gets around and somebody you don't even know has a story that will break your heart because your heart's pretty fucking easy to break with a good story, you know. And then that's what you'd end up doing. But then Sativa Cross would end up getting donations and flourish, you know, all because he'd be like on the road, taking the show on the road all across New Jersey. I mean, it's made for it. 6 municipalities in the state this size. That's a lot of places to be. I can see it. You need a manager, somebody to get gigs for you.
I got to check Clemington and Lindenwold for their wheelchair access.
Well, they're like,
I might spend the day down there.
they're right, almost right next to each other.
Yeah, they're old towns, right?
Yeah.
Lefty, did you see the article that was just dropped yesterday by Ganjapreneur?
Which one?
The one about the federal judge overturning part of New Jersey's law to restrict the intoxicating hemp sales. It's ridiculous. Like, even the judges are like, yeah, you can't do that. That's not legal, bro. Like, get it together.
Like, would that have affected hemp cereal? Like, if I bought hemp cereal, I can't buy hemp cereal anymore?
I'm assuming so. I mean, yeah.
That's stupid.
Even like hemp articles of fiber, like actual like recycled hemp itself could possibly be affected by that in New Jersey.
Clothing,
if they did hemp recycled bags at like a vegan shop or something, like, you know, those fake cellulose bags, like
You can only buy hemp clothing in a pharmacy.
Imagine, dude. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's like I literally eat like
Gotta keep it
hundreds of
behind.
milligrams of Delta 8, and now I can't. If they go through it, if they literally go through with it, I'm losing the ability to possibly medicate myself.
Dividing lines are a bitch. You know. So when's Edison up next? Another 2 weeks?
Yeah, I guess they're all going to go back. So we'll see.
Lefty, next time I see you, I'm gonna give you one of these.
With all those comments, I would expect they'd be expecting you. Oh, look at that. 5,000.
Woo!
You gotta try that. So that's for the whole container, but they're 500 milligrams each, and they're Delta 8. And like I said, I could eat 100 milligrams of Delta 8 because my tolerance is not used to it as much. It helps with the pain, so I don't have to eat as much Delta 9. So I could eat no problem 2,000, 3,000 milligrams. No problem to go to sleep. To get a good night's rest of 8 hours of sleep, not tossing and turning in pain.
Yeah, that's
easily.
Yeah.
For Delta 8, 500 milligrams, and I'm sleeping probably over 18 hours, 16 hours.
I wonder if
on top of my other medicating regimen of dabbing and smoking my joints and you know what I mean, other ways of topicals and whatnot, not just eating that, but everything else all together. By the time I'm passing out, I'm sleeping, through the next day, and it works out well because I need that rest for my body to heal itself. Realistically speaking, and I'm sleeping 2 hours a night because I'm tossing and turning in pain all night. Like,
yeah,
where am I going?
Yeah, it's gotta suck.
Yeah. They're great.
They're great.
Now I'm gonna dab to that one because that was a really good fucking joke.
So, Lefty, what if there's going to be a townsfolk with pitchforks in the parking lot? I mean, they got with that many people so solidly joining in. I would think that they would guess you might be back again next time. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to. You might be good for attendance.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
These are usually boring council meetings until they try to be tyrants.
Well, I'll look for the live feed maybe tonight, 7:00.
Yeah, probably 7:30, 7:20.
How's that work at Sayreville? They do business first and for a while and then take comments?
Yeah. Yeah, comments are at the end, but it's a short meeting.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh shit, Lefty Mobile.
I forgot something.
I'll dab to that.
Yeah, okay, me too. The hell. Not dab, but the whole thing. So that's the finished product I'm looking at here. How about that? There you go. There you go.
Like I was saying, that judge overturning that part of that bill is definitely going to slow it down for sure a little bit, I hope.
Yeah, see where that's going to go.
Well, they could appeal it, right?
I believe they can. So, like, here's the thing, though. If that's the case and it's about to go illegal, okay, that's fine. That's all cool and dandy. Like you're gonna have to buy it at a dispensary, but that doesn't say I can't go buy $3,000 worth of gummies from my local smoke shop as my last sale before they make it illegal or enforce the bill, rather. You guys are both muted, by the way. I can't hear either of you. Mute.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, when
I saw your mouth moving, but I didn't hear you. I was like, Jim, I can't hear you, bud.
Cheryl had an addiction to Coca-Cola,
Mm-hmm.
the Coke Classic. And when they came out with whatever that bullshit was they came out with, I did exactly that. I was going and getting them off the shelves, for, it's only going to last so long anyway. Turned out to be one of the biggest blunders of, advertising a new product. Well, yeah, I'm just getting this vision of Marina taking her leg off. That's going to really make people uncomfortable, but not in an angry way,
It should be the positive spin they need, to be honest.
Yeah.
Zoom access.
It's a great segue, Zoom access, yeah. Zoom around, not on one leg. And she got to physically crawl on the floor. Oh,
Shocking.
I think it will be a little bit. We'll look forward to that. I mean, that's a good wedge breaker.
It's using your disability to an advantage.
Yeah. I remember how uncomfortable I made somebody one time when I was with Cheryl in Washington. I forget which legislator's office it was, though, because it was just chief of staff or somebody. But in the, I don't want to say heat of the moment, and the exuberance of the moment, I made a statement, and I said to this person, no, it's really an imperative. How much longer do you think she's going to live? And he started to get mad, but then he realized he can't get mad at something like that. That's not, it's kind of up against the wall. So, that moment of somebody really being made to feel awkward, it's going to be interesting.
At least.
Oh, yeah, the answer to the question was, I don't know. And of course, you're damn right you don't know. You're acting like you do, though. Geez, I feel retired from these sort of things. I probably got my moment on that.
Well, this is interesting. The Supreme Court on Tuesday tossed out a lower court decision that shielded from liability Texas law enforcement officers who arrested a local citizen journalist after she sought information from a police source. The case of journalist Priscilla Villarreal, who is known to her readers in Laredo as La Gorda Loca. La Gorda Loca.
The crazy
fat chick. Rough translation.
even I knew that one.
She pits the First Amendment's guarantee of free press against the doctrine of qualified immunity, which provides legal protections for police and other government officials. Her challenge attracted interest from a range of reporters and organizations, who have argued that the right to seek information from public officials is fundamental to the practice of journalism. The Supreme Court wiped away the lower court decision that protected the police officers involved in her arrest and ordered additional proceedings. So, yeah, police can lose their qualified immunity and get sued like they're getting sued in Lavalette.
How is that going? Is there a lawsuit in the works for Lavalette?
Yeah, they're going to sue their balls off. I think it's great.
Well, I mean, I would assume that's started.
Mr. Duff.
Mr. Duff.
I played your video. I played your wonderful video of your answer to the frauditor, which was amazing.
Frauditor. What a fraud himself, huh?
Am I right? Crazy.
Yeah. It's I watched him, and really all he does, he's a sensationalizer. So it doesn't matter who's in the video. He just, uses the almost like pig terminology about people, and I would like to understand sometimes when somebody like creates a video like that, why do they purposefully leave the part about the cops being educated out? Like maybe that's a good part to put in, the fact that the cops were wrong, because they were wrong about both the ejection and then the attempt to ejection from the building, So if they're wrong about the second thing, they probably are wrong about the first one too, But
yeah, when you asked for a supervisor, the supervisor came up and said, "Yeah, you guys can stay, and there's no reason to leave the building."
And that same supervisor, though, removed Christo and told him he couldn't stay in the building prior. Like about
what?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, 2 times prior. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So when the cameras are rolling, he's got something different to say, but when they're not rolling, it's completely different.
I'm tall, white, and my eyes are blue.
Wow.
I don't know. Does that have something to do with it? Maybe that I'm not Christo, and they believe they can, just do whatever they want to Christo.
Yeah, they can bully him.
They were going to have to put their hands on me to get me out of the building. I told them that, so that, listen, I'm not leaving the building. Get your supervisor, and it feels good, and that many times that you've done your actions, and when you can have somebody come out and just explain what people's rights are. It's funny, like the whole auditor thing is based on that, right? And then here you have an auditor getting their rights trampled on by a council, and they themselves go through civil rights violations numerous times, over and over, and then like I'll just give you an example. Like I just got my packet from the township. I already filed my tort claim notice. Like they sent me a packet to refile it, so they gave me like a paper to file it on. So I just left the post office and I just sent it right back to them, filed, and I have my lawsuit on my screen right here. So, question, I'm going to sue them right away.
Good.
And by the way, gentlemen, and I don't know if we have a lady on here, but so that the CBD, that intoxicating hemp bill was overturned, right?
Part of it,
yes.
Right?
All of it, except for the fact that you can't sell to people under 21. That's it.
Okay.
That's the only part that stuck, and nobody argued that on the other side. So let's say the other side argued that and said 18, there would have been an argument. But since nobody argued it, guess what? There was no reason for the judge not to allow it to stick. You understand?
Right.
So in a sense, because the plaintiffs didn't say that they wanted to, challenge that certain provision and wanted to sell to people under 18, it only stuck because nobody challenged it. That's how these injunctions work, right? But the other portion of the law, all of it was found to be in violation of several clauses. And here's the good thing, right? So from that lawsuit, right? So, and I'm drafting it right now too. So from that lawsuit, we have the ability for Home Grow now to break through with the same exact type of lawsuit and take that provision, the provision making Home Grow illegal, take it completely out and make it so that that's an allowed activity. And there's a couple ways. There's the federal, what do you call? I'm sorry, it's called the dormancy clause. So the dormancy clause basically made it so, in their case, that they were out-of-state hemp operators. Some of them were, and they were creating unfair business practices inside of New Jersey to only benefit the New Jersey hemp producers. And that, since hemp is federally legal, you can't do that. You can't create a monopoly system inside your state to benefit only a certain group of people when the product is legal to be sold federally, right? That being said, the dormancy clause can be used by us as home grow people to say that they're creating an economic disadvantage for us and creating a protectionism system for these dispensaries. And guess who we use? And I'm naming, by the way, because he's the idiot that said it in our argument. Guess who's going to be named as a defendant? Scutari. And you know why? What was Scutari? What did Scutari say the reasoning behind not allowing home grow is?
He had to get the industry up and running, and he there was a few things he said that were really screwed up too.
Yeah, that it would flood the market, basically.
Flood the market.
So both of those
You have
things,
no control over it.
both of those things have nothing to do with public safety, and have literally he admits it has to do with protecting profits for private corporations. You can't do that. You cannot.
Monopolization.
Yeah, it's monopolization, and that is a violation of the dormancy clause. Now, I would not have known that if I didn't read this whole Loki brand lawsuit, the all the other things, and then it's also void for vagueness, right? So Loki's argument, they applied an argument that was an arbitrary kind of law where it's very difficult to understand. Well, in this, we passed. It says it in the bill. You can grow cannabis, and was it grow, sell?
Constitutional right.
Yeah, it's a constitutional right. So the fact that it's void for vagueness, and then also the equal protection clause, right? So you can argue that these other states, especially because you're in federal court, right? Even though it's not federally legal, you can say, Your Honor, 19 of the other states that passed legalization bills prior to New Jersey passed it with a right for these citizens to grow their own pot. So here you have an equal protection clause. And then you also have the irreparable harm for economic injury, which is happening every day, that people aren't allowed to grow their own pot and have to spend $600 for a good ounce, or $450 or whatever you want to say, So
$300 for 2 grams of rosin.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
So here we go. I mean, I think that I really do. I think that, and it's funny because I'm sitting here writing this and putting it all together. I'm using some ChatGPT action too, and it's really a lot of fun. And I think that if I get it in front of the same judge, which every time you file a motion for summary judgment or an injunction in that New Jersey federal court, it goes right in front of the same guy, Zahid Karashi. So it'll go right in front of him. So I'm trying to figure out if I should get an attorney involved, but they just cost a fortune, So, but I think we can win this on this, and that's why.
I might have an attorney that might be able to want to help.
Who's that?
Oh, we'll have them reach out.
Yeah, please do, because this argument is so sound, and the good thing is you're really just because the severability clause. So in CREMA has what's called a severability clause. And that means that parts of CREMA can be severed from the act without the act itself being considered unconstitutional. Right. So that home grow portion can be severed from the act to allow for that activity. And in a sense, what the judge probably will do, and the legislature will have to do if this happens like this, because if they overturn it, then the limits on plants, there is no limits at that point. You understand? And I'm sure that's probably what they're going to argue. Like, oh, if you do this, judge, there's going to be no limits. And the judge is probably going to say, well, that's for the state to set then. If they want to set a limit, they set a limit. But, CRC can set limits for home grow. They have that ability too. But I think we can get this. I think we can get it overturned based on this, guys. I really do. And the lobbyists and stuff, I talked to a bunch of the people up there. They're a bunch of fucking assholes. And the politicians, every time I try to go to somebody's office, nobody would see me. So I've been up there for a couple months, and I see the only chink in their armor is that federal courthouse for what we want when we want it, which is now. We wait another year if you get a bill put up on the if the Senate president puts a bill up. So yeah, so that's my what I'm doing.
Yes, I was talking to a lawyer at the 420 Expo about this, and because I asked him, I was like, "Is there any possible way that I could draw up a lawsuit in regards to suing personally the CRC in the state of New Jersey and/or Scutari in regards to not giving me access to medical home grow rights as a disabled patient who cannot hold a job, and I need a decent amount of hash rosin daily in order for me to just live a comfortable quality of life to be able to not be in pain daily." And he's like, "Well, it might work," and then he said it would have to be federal court.
A what?
That's right. The federal court, New Brunswick lawsuit, like you were saying.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
state judges are all owned by the parties.
correct. That's where he said that you'd have some movement. He said it would cost a shitload in litigation because he'd have to drum up a team. He said, but
yeah, but the Loki brand lawsuit I'm hearing cost about $200,000.
Right.
That being
That's what he was saying. It was going to be well over 5 to 6 figures.
That being said, the Loki brand lawsuit is our template.
Right.
I'm literally taking that and I'm mimicking it, and I'm reading the case law to see what case law matches for this, and then I can just take their motion for summary judgment and literally just mimic it and sign my name at the bottom and include some things and declude some things. And I mean, plagiarism is not illegal in court. And I know that, and I've done this a lot. So and I'm telling you, this is tits, man. I'm looking at this thing, and it's like a judge is going to go, you know what? Something's really wrong here. Something stinks. Like if there's an intentional push to drive people towards a certain market, and then also think about it. So that certain market, I didn't even think about this part, that the market itself is regulated not just by the CRC, but by these local municipalities to give resolutions to people to open. So it creates not only just a monopoly in the sense that there's only a certain amount of people you can go to, but you have to go through through this process to get to townships. So it creates one more level of monopolizing this plant and giving it unfair. It's an unfair economic advantage to certain people, and that's not what America is. A capitalist country. We don't do that shit.
And talk about social justice. What about all the black and brown people that are being arrested for growing weed? Because a lot of black and brown people think it's legal.
That's the other argument, is void for vagueness, because people think it's legal. So there's like 7 sound legal arguments here that a judge could hang his hat on any one of them. So I feel good about it.
If you need legal help, I think Jesse's going to take the bar. I think she's going to sponsor. I think Bill's going to sponsor her, and she may take the bar exam. So she's actually very smart when it comes to that stuff.
Listen, man, any help there is. I just see our, the way that this progresses sometimes happens, through other means. And I think that lawsuit that they filed, and the fact that they overturned a part of New Jersey legislation, what they not only passed, but they began enforcing. Gave 30 days for people to sell all their product, and 28 days later they were overturned. So how much damage was caused? How many people sold their product? How many people got out of their leases? People opened other stores in Philadelphia because they thought they would have to close here. That's what Nurse Wellness did, and Cherry Hill and Morristown. They got a big store over in Philly they were going to move to. Now look, they can stay open. So So I think it's if you can find that, if you have an attorney that'd be interested in helping, that would be great. You can let the attorney know. I am very good at filing stuff and writing paperwork. He can approve it, and I can, or they want to write it. God bless. God bless.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find his business card because, like I said, I met him at the 420 Expo, and I know I have his business card somewhere. I was literally just looking at it the other day. I gotta reach out to him because he said he was like really interested in like wanting to get that situated because he was a city lawyer. I forgot which state, but he's one of the two states. I'm sure he's New Jersey. He was at the 420 Expo, so I'm sure it's New Jersey. And he said that he works in corporate cannabis, but his people he order, so I'm sure he'd be interested.
Oh, they signed the industry. Yeah, there's an industry letter out there. That's good. Yeah, for sure.
Because Qatari is the one saying, the industry's got to get off the ground. And then all of a sudden, the industry is saying, no, we're cool. So,
tomorrow, because I told the story about what happened to Jesse, and
most likely I shall.
I'm gonna wear the mask. I'm gonna be anonymous and see how that goes.
You should wear this Qatari mask.
Well, yeah, just wanted to give you an update. I got to go pick my
update.
Yeah, man, I think it's gonna work. And if anybody needs RSO, I have RSO for like $30 a gram, and fantastic flowers.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you could use, and a majority of it, and then fill in blank. Nothing about plagiarizing. You get to do that. Like, well, yeah, that with the cost for hearing to, to at least yeah, I like the and I mean, yeah, I couldn't be any more understand the value of what's going on, and I see you two kind of overlapping on a sort of on the same page. I'm thinking it could be that simple. That's not simple to me, by other standards, to get better relief or whatever at the federal level.
I mean, realistically speaking, how that works.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, federal law is federal law. Then that's monopolization, as I've been like screaming from the hilltops of the corruption in this state. Because it's like, since I got back, I noticed it from the West Coast. I'm like, wait, corporate MSOs or nothing, and small mom and pop micro businesses are like in the dust, like to make the money. It's like, oh, that's monopolization. If you ask me, it's because the amount I need to smoke of my medication is literally $360 per a 2-gram jar in the dispensary, and I need literally that grams of 5 dispensaries as a disabled person. What? That makes absolutely no sense. Like, that's literally like for a better quality of life. Why are you like not allowing me to live my better quality of life the way I know how? Yeah, it's like fuck it. Like, they should get sued. I don't see why they shouldn't. I mean, it'd be a long, drug out battle, but realistically speaking, if there were lawyers that were willing to do it pro bono or something like that, or even like reduce costs because it is going to take a long time, the odds of us winning home grow before that were to get won in a courtroom are a lot likelier, to be honest, because of the fact that there's a lot of senators that are like, yeah, no, we want this too, and they're sponsoring that bill, you know, for rec and or medical. You know what I mean?
Well, Pat Duff is the one to not dilly-dally getting things going. Once he makes like the grand announcement, he's like really going to be focused on making this work in as timely a fashion as possible.
That's the problem, is the state will literally try to slow it down as best as they can, you know what I mean, so they prolong their profits.
Yeah.
Realistically.
But he's the right guy to see that shit coming, and you know, kind of come from a direction they're not used to. You know, it's to me refreshing to see somebody that's capable of doing it, taking it to task. You know.
So Lefty, once I find that that lawyer's business card, I'm just gonna forward it along to you and just forward it along to Patrick for me, because I do not have.
Yeah. That'd be like really be a hell of a podcast if you ended up getting two people together on your podcast that started spinning wheels that nobody thought of spinning. You know.
A lot of civil rights was actually fought in the courts.
Yeah.
There was a lot of legislation, but there was also a lot of stuff that was fought in courtrooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gotta find the business card now. Oh wait, did I use it on my rolling tray? Oh, nope.
Well, guys, I'm going to get ready to go to Sayreville.
Yep.
Go grab something to eat and then head over there. It should be fun. It'll be live, so you'll be able to check it out. And Bongholio is going to be there. I don't know if he's wearing a bong or not. I don't know, but tune in and find out. That's all I can say.
That's crazy, man. It really is.
Oh, man. And tomorrow is a puppet show in Clemington. Phil Murphy's going to be a puppet in Clemington tomorrow. I love that.
That's good. I can't wait for that one. That was really exciting. But you guys have a good night. Be safe out there. Good luck tonight, Lefty.
You too. Yes. Catch you all later. Have a great night.
Later.
Yeah, you too.
Good night, Jimmy.
Good night.
I'll see you in a little while. You won't see me, but I think
See you
I'll
soon.
be watching. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'll be